How are you doing today? My name is Otto and welcome to the channel. So many content creators have been saying that this lens here is one of the best that they have used in a long time, and I just had to test it out myself. This is the 27mm f1.2 lens from the brand Viltrox, designed for APS-C cameras like the Sony CVE10 or the A6700. Viltrox sent me this lens to test it out, but as always, everything that I say in this video is my own opinion. This is the second lens that Viltrox makes under the Pro label, and right away after taking this out of the box, I did notice that this is a lens that was built to have a premium feel. Similar to the Sony G Master line and compared to other Viltrox lenses, this feels like a big upgrade. I have to say that the build quality on this lens is great, all made of metal, and it has been designed to be weather sealed, not only in the back, but the front lens has some kind of coating against water, and even inside the lens there are some special rings to avoid dust. The manual focus ring feels quite smooth, and this lens also has this ring so you can change the aperture manually. There is a switch on the right side where you can select if you want to use the ring with clicks, or it can be set to be clickless, which can be useful if you're going to use this for videos. But regardless of which mode you want to use, it feels way better than other Viltrox lenses that I have. And Sony is going to hate me for saying this, but it feels better than the one on this 35mm G Master, which happens to be one of my favorite lenses. The one on the Viltrox is very smooth to turn, and if you don't want to use the ring for the aperture, you just have to turn it to this position and then you can control it directly on the camera. By the way, the aperture on this lens goes all the way from f1.2 to f16. And the filter thread size is 67mm, which is pretty standard, but I want to make it clear that I did not use an anti-filter when I was testing this lens, just to avoid potential changes in the color or the contrast. On the left side, there is a manual or autofocus switch, and below that, there is a button that you can customize inside your Sony camera. It does have a nice clicky feel and it works without issues. On the mount of the lens, you will find a USB-C port so you can connect this to your computer for firmware updates. The lens hood is made of plastic and it doesn't feel cheap, but the locking system is not quite strong, and I found the lens hood loose a few times when I took the camera out of my backpack. Now, this lens has a weight of 565 grams. It goes up to 605 with the lens hood, and I'm not going to lie, on a tiny camera like the Sony CVE10, it feels front heavy, especially after using it for a while, but it felt more balanced when I was using it on my Sony a7 IV, which is a bigger camera. Autofocus is fast enough and accuracy is quite good most of the time. There is no optical stabilization on this lens, and the minimum focus distance is quite impressive at only 28 centimeters. For videos, the autofocus was doing a good job, but I found that sometimes it would try to focus on something else, and it was quite annoying to deal with this. Focus breathing is another downside that I found for video mode. It's really sad to say that it has quite a bit going on and it's not something that you can ignore. So for videos, this can be a bit challenging, but I do like that this lens is completely silent. If you can hear the motor, all you have to do is download the last firmware update and it will fix that noise. The image quality on this lens is excellent to say the least. It is very sharp at f1.2, not only in the center, but also in the corners. There is some heavy vignetting at f1.2, which gets better at f2 or higher, but honestly, I don't think that this is a problem since you can fix it in post if you don't like this effect. The colors that you will get are very pleasing, and I like the contrast and details that you get out of this lens. I was expecting to find some chromatic aberration, but it was a very nice surprise that this was not the case. And the distortion is also very well controlled, and I would say that it doesn't or almost doesn't have any at all. The bokeh balls are also quite pleasing and round towards the center of the frame. There are no onion shapes or anything like that, and in my opinion, they look good all around. Now, this lens has a retail price of $545. It's not meant to be used for vlogging, but it's a good pick for portrait, street and landscape videos and pictures. I like that this has the equivalent to a 41mm lens, which is a bit wider than the standard 50mm, so this is going to let you fit more in the frame. Let me know your thoughts about this lens in the comment section, and if you want to check this lens out, the links are going to be down below. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.